Making money is not easy. It's actually uncomfortable. And I did not come from money. In fact, I was absolutely terrible with it. Time I was 28, I was over £35,000 worth of credit card debt. And I just started a new career in recruitment, earning £20,000 a year. Fast forward, I worked my way up to director, earning over £200,000 a year. And I was able to walk away from that corporate job last year because I built up over £600,000 invested, give me a level of independence so I could build something of my own. And I share that not to impress, but to inspire, and to share that it doesn't come down to luck. It comes down to 10 key money lessons that I learned over the past 10 years. And yes, a lot of them were very uncomfortable and painful at points at the time. So let's get into those lessons right away. Lesson number one, mindset. Making money, growing money, investing, all starts in your head. I don't mean visualize this and visualize that and you'd be wealthy, although it is very, very good to write out your goals and targets and lean into those. But what I mean is you need to believe you can be wealthy, you can be rich. Because if you believe that you'll never be rich because you're stuck where you are, or you'll never be rich because you come from a background where money wasn't available, or that's for only certain people, you've already made a decision that you can't be wealthy. And it's a load of rubbish. Whatever's been achieved before could be achieved again. And building wealth, becoming rich, financial freedom has happened millions of times. So why not you? You need to get the mindset that you can get better with money, that you can earn more, that you can spend less, that you can clear any debt, that you can invest, that you can take risks. If you're not willing to believe you can, you're never ever going to achieve anything. What is wealth? Wealth isn't the flash. It's not the cars, the bigger houses, the private jets, the yachts. Of course, that is wealth essentially. But if you're spending everything you're earning to pay for that stuff, you're never going to grow wealth. Wealth is the money you keep hold of, the money that you don't spend, the money that you get working for you in the markets or buying property. So eventually you have a pot or a treasure chest, I call it, you can draw down and live off forever, and work is an option. And using a 4% traditional withdrawal rate, essentially you need 25 times what your annual expenses are. You spend £40,000 a year. Very, very simply, you need £1 million. And once you hit the number, you are wealthy. You can draw down 4% a year, and that pot should essentially, or in theory, last the rest of your life. If you're earning £200,000 a year, £50,000 a year, £1 million a year, but you're spending every single penny and not investing anything, you'll never be wealthy. I used to argue with people, saying, no, you're a lot of rubbish. You can leave money in the bank, you're losing spending power. And it's going to be truer. If you're leaving bank in a traditional high street bank, which pay around 1%, and for the past 5 years, inflation's been at 5%, essentially you're losing 4% of your buying power every year. So say you stuck £10,000 in a high street bank 5 years ago, you left it there getting 1%, and what inflation's been, your buying power on £10,000 is now £8,000. You've lost £2,000 without spending a penny. Now, if you invest that money in a simple low-cost global index fund with a return around 10% over the same period, minus fees and minus the inflation, you've got a real rate return of 4.5%. So your money's now worth £12,500. I personally got 14% return average over those 5 years. So that's £10,000 worth £15,000. Cash, as they say, is absolute trash. You need to be short-term emergencies, 3 to 6 months of your expenses, and that is it. The rest you need to get working for you to beat inflation, as that's your number one goal as an investor, is to beat that. No one is thinking about you. No one is thinking about you like you think they are. They really aren't. People aren't watching what you wear, what you drive, what you buy. Just think about it. You see someone in a flash car. You think about them when you're having dinner in the evening. Exactly. They're focused on themselves like we are. So stop spending money to impress people. Because the only person who's suffering in the long run is you. Spend on what brings joy for yourself. Income. You need a massive, massive focus on increasing your income. And it's all well and good me telling you just to increase your income, especially in a job market as it is at the moment, but you still can increase your income. There's only a certain amount you can cut back without making life too uncomfortable. Now, I'm a great believer if you add value to where you're working now, so you do the best you can in your job, you're going to have much more negotiation power to increase your salary. So do the best you can, add value so you're invaluable. If that's not working and your company ain't playing ball and giving you an increase, leave, change jobs. If need be, change career. I did it at the age of 28. I know people have done it in their 30s and their 40s, even their 50s. So there's no excuses. 2, whether you're getting a pay increase or not, you want to have a look at a side income. And that can be anything from coaching if you've got a sport you enjoy and you're good at. It could be teaching people to read if you're a reader. It could be detailing cars or cleaning cars a couple of times a month if you enjoy cars. Gardening. Older people at the moment, the ones with all the money, they need people to help clear their gardens. Go and clear their gardens. It could be babysitting. It could be all kinds of things that people need help with locally and you can charge for. And if not, build something of your own. The job market's tough, especially if you're young and you're living at home. What have you got to lose? Go and build something on your own. Yes, it's scary. Yes, it's daunting. It's uncomfortable. But so can be looking for a job for a long time. And just believe in yourself. But increasing your income is one of the most vital parts, if not the most vital part, of building wealth. And you need to do that as soon as you can and believe that you can. Because income, increasing income, gives you leverage. The leverage to get saving for short-term security and investing more each month, which is going to help you get in the markets sooner and get that money working for you so you can hit financial independence. So go and find a way of increasing your income. It's a classic. You would have heard it before. But your standards, how your wealth is, will be determined by the people you hang around with. So if you're hanging around people that are spending everything they earn, they're buying a new car if they're buying a new car to show off, or they're buying a bigger house, keeping the Joneses, or whacking the mills on the credit cards, that's exactly what you're going to do. However, if you hang around with people that save their money, look at ways of spending less, they're investing, they're looking at new investments, ways to grow their wealth, that's what you're going to do. And that's how you're going to become in the future. If you want to see how wealthy you be, how rich you be, or how your money will look like in 3, 4, 5, 10 years' time, just look at your environment. Make sure that environment is setting the standards that you want to live by yourself. Now, despite what you see on social media, you can become wealthy working 9 to 5. Most people just don't believe you can. They think you need a business or a big break, but you don't need that. You really don't. Of course, you could have a massive pension or you could be a banker earning millions, but even people in normal jobs earning normal money can build wealth quietly, just through consistency. Earning a solid income, and you do want to earn as much as possible, obviously, but not wasting it and investing over time. It's not going to be an overnight matter, and it's not exciting. It's not quick, and it's definitely not sexy, but it does work. I've done it myself to a certain level. The problem is people get bored. They want to upgrade their life, the bigger car, the bigger house, and so forth. They want the results fast as well, especially in today we hear about someone investing in crypto, making millions overnight. That might happen, but it's very unlikely. But you can build wealth slowly. And then suddenly, you've got the income to draw down from that wealth to live on your own terms. So you've got your income, earn as much as you can. Your discipline, you've got to spend it all, get investing, and then your time. And the more you save and invest, the quicker you can do it. Drop a comment. Any questions? Do you think you can build wealth with a job or you can't? Cutting the coffees won't make you rich. It's a classic line from personal finance content creators, and I agree with it to a point. But focus on that can actually distract you. Yes, small savings help, and if you're buying 3 or 4 coffees a day, it's going to add up. But the odd coffee here and there definitely isn't going to hurt. If it is, it's not what's going to change your life financially. The real difference comes from the big decisions. The house you buy or you rent, how much you borrow, how much your biggest monthly cost is going to be. That's where money is won or lost. It really makes a big difference. You can skip the coffee for years and still struggle financially. And it's the wrong mindset as well. Because you're saying you can't afford a coffee, you're saying you can't make more money. But if you get the big things wrong, they make such a difference. We bought this house in an area where people think you should move to. I love it. But it saved me hundreds of thousands in the actual price of the house in the long term. But our interest rate's gone up. My income's gone down. I could have been in big, big trouble. The big decisions is what creates the wealth, not the small sacrifices. So, debt. The truth about debt. Now, not all debt is bad, but most people use it the wrong way. Bad debt works against you. It has the opposite effects of the compounding which you want going upwards. Credit cards, car finance, things that lose value. That compounds against you. You're paying interest on something. You're paying interest on something that's going down in value, essentially. But if it's used properly, debt can be powerful. Of course, you've got to use it smartly and not get yourself in too much water. But buying assets, property, for example, things that grow and or generate an income. I have a buy-to-let, and I'm just taking some money out of it recently because the capital growth's gone up over the last 5 years, and I'm buying it cheaper than I can get returns in the market or buy another property. So the key question is simple: is taking money? Is this taking money from me, or is it helping me build? You buy a brand new car, it's staying in your pocket. You buy a buy-to-let, it's putting money in your pocket immediately with an income and over long term. That isn't a problem. It is how you use it. You want to use a debt to own rather than consume. And here's the final one. So as I end my 10 money lessons over the last sort of 10 years, you can manage your own money. You're the best person to manage it. I'm the best person to manage my money. And why? Because you don't earn it. You need it in the future. And most people don't realise that. Banks and investment companies and so forth make it sound so difficult with lots of jargon, but it's not. It really isn't. They do what we can do ourselves. So you earn it. You're responsible for it. And you'll need it later in life, as I said. So why hand it over? Why pay 1% every single year? This might not seem like a lot or sound much, but over time in a growing portfolio, it can become huge. And I mean hundreds of thousands of pounds if your portfolio gets big. And that's the truth. You know, you don't need to pay anyone. It doesn't need to be complicated. You can invest simply in a index fund, a basket of the world's biggest companies. You do consistent and long-term thinking, and you do automated out your wages. Why pay 1% every year for someone doing that for you? You don't need to. A lot of the time, they don't even get you the same results. So you don't need to be an expert. You definitely don't. You don't even need to read tens of books like I have. You just need to understand the basics. Learn it once, and it's back to you. You know, you can do it all. Now, as always, thank you so much for listening. These 10 money lessons are just lessons I've learned over 10 years. There's a lot more to learn about actually investing and the global index and history and returns and all the rest of it. But these are just things that are day-to-day that I, dig my head around and understand, and I'm sort of light bulb game-changing moments for me. So I hope you enjoyed them. Please do drop a comment with any questions, and also like and subscribe. I'm starting to get better traction now, and I want to put my message out there to help as many people as possible, because we can all look after our money and we can grow it, so we don't have to work forever. And this is not financial advice. This is my opinion and experience. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and capital is at risk, especially in the short term. For now, spend wisely and take care.